Hello? Is it me? Am I here? Should be. Okay. So, Higurashi When They Cry is a visual novel game. I'm sure you've all heard of it at this point. And by that, I mean, I'm sure you've all, uh, did a thing. We're gonna continue this because, honestly, this game isn't that bad. There's nothing here that can go wrong. Yeah, there's nothing here that can go wrong. uh, it's all good though, because we're gonna get to it. So remember this whole thing. We're continuing. Just one more thing. Okay, we're back. Let's go. All right. So last we left off, we were teasing this girl about her thing, and at that time, Reina stopped her schooling, and she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating it? Oh yeah, because of like apples or whatever. Did the salt water make it too strong? Maybe. Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it in her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I wanted to save him. Whee! That was the sound of blood spurting from Rina's nose. Great. You, cute. Tonight I will take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, and fixed them back up on a plate. Incredible. No, they're all just fine, Kay? Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan. Kay? Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbits shoved to her. She whispered, I'm actually gonna... Hold on. I'm just gonna close that a bit more. Or rather, lower that a bit more, not close. What am I doing? This is our victory. What? What? A comeback? I just go to I imagine they get these like voice lines by just like, or rather they type what they say by just putting their fist in their mouth and just like typing out what they say. Like, oh. You know, like that. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. Here's the title of the game in case you forgot. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly, as usually happens when the sun sets. Later, Reina and Kei-chan. See you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time. See you tomorrow. Satsuko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion and ended with just Reina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Keiichi-kun. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Ah, then well, would you mind taking a little detour? Maybe. A detour? Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Reina, I quietly nodded. Okay. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. The word dilapidated seems to, be in play a lot recently. Kind of funny. Oh, we're not doing this again. Hell no. We're not doing this shit again. Come on, scroll wheel. You're working with me here. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. Oof, oof, ooh. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Reina had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here? Whoa, a new pile. I can't wait. She bounded up the unstable slope. I expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa. My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright, just stay right there, Keiichi-kun. It won't take long. Reina kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Reina disappeared over the other side. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Reina around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. That's like the name. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. Who the fuck is this? Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa! He surprised me! A little startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. Whew. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomitaki, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask you who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see. Ah, ha. So what, you're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy, not trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Reina would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitaki-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself. Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now. Reina popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Don't know. Maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Okay. Tomitaki-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh. I responded like I would if I were talking with Reina and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. What? Haha, Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you. You were waiting a while, I guess. I best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi-kun. Tomitaki-san chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a bit. Keiichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder. It wasn't Reina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove? Oh, yes, so listen. You see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. Great. I love KFC is canon in the Higurashi universe. Great. The Colonel Sanders doll. Oh, that thing. The statues they always have out in front of that fried chicken place. That life-size dummy. Yes, Colonel Sanders. How cute. I want to take it home. Can't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. Reina seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. To repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Ow. Thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Keiichi-kun is going to help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. How? Reina staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey, Reina. Long ago, did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details, though. How? Just wondering if you knew about, an accident or something. I don't know. Okay. Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. It must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Reina quite quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure of that. So you see, you don't really know much from before that. Sorry, Star. Don't really know, don't want to talk about it. That was kind of the feeling she gave me. Uh-oh. That's not good. Thinking about it, of course it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems I haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitaki-san said, then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. That's fucked, man. That is fucked up. That is fucked up. What the hell? Okay, this game took a insane turn. Oh my god. Okay, because like if you go here, right? If you go to all tips. Oh, we're a mixed grade. We don't have a uniform. Ha ha ha. Funny, funny, funny. The Maibara Manor, the damn site murder and dismemberment newspaper edition. Like, oh my god, man. Fucking hell. Yipes. That's a bit much, huh? Oh well. Let's do the tips then. So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich? Why is this all of a sudden? Had I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10. My, that's a rather plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. Yeah, like raw eggs. What are they talking about? They asked out of nowhere how much I get, and then told that's a plebeian amount? Ah ha 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 ha. Sorry, sorry. Reina seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house, you know, it's pretty big, yeah? The architecture is people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maibara Manor. It sort of stands out. But Maibara Manor? This house is so big, everybody is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that is why they are now broke. Being broke. How very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops and a lot of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maibara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich, but having a home like that? What could be hidden there? Maybe there's something cute hidden. How? They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. Incredible. Wow, that'd be great. So great. I want to roll around too. Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad's a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around the studio. Yeah, not when the ladies are like 5. Alright? Relax a little bit. Cried the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air is clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Okay. I feel like I should remember these. Whatever. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Akinomiya Police Station, June 15th, late at night. Suspects. Them. Alright, hold on. We got Reina. We got Rika. We got Mion. Satoko's safe, I guess. Nah, I'm predicting. I don't know. Arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender has been added to wanted lists nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the 30th at 9 p.m. where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On the first on 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Sure. Okay, well that's that. Okay, let's save and load first. That's end of chapter 2. We're on chapter 1, though. Okay, whatever. Colonel Sanders? Ah, of course it's right up her alley. Not alley, Jesus. I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear it from Reina, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's just so cute, though. Star. Does Reina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage as well. If Reina enjoys it, I think it's fine. What were they doing over there? Dam construction? I've been bugging me since yesterday like an itch I couldn't scratch. Ah! It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right, it was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and I had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. I'm sorry, I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Satoko, wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it... What? Okay, how dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Who was she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maibura-kun, wishes to be included as a member of activities. What say you? Reina has no objection. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Satoko both approve. The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. Unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maibara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. Oh, jeez, why did I say it like that? Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Reina. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. This is starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. Playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day, it seemed that depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'd like this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright? Sheesh, okay. What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. First rule of our society. That's a new sprite. Is that a new sprite, actually? I don't remember seeing that one. Aim only for first place. Going at a half-ass just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course, I will do my best, too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I, too, will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. I wouldn't call it a baptism. Just saying. Doesn't really make sense. Whatever. Word of warning, Kei-chan. Reina can get pretty nasty. The initiation looks like it's going to be rough. I swear, we never seen that sprite before, I swear. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games that put Kei-chan as a disadvantage. So today, we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor, right in your face, explode, boom, bang, pow. Jesus. Alright, let's do this. Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa, whoa, won't be oil-based paint, right? Right? Oil-based face painting with oil-based paint? That is perfect! Satoko cheered the idea on. She even flinched at the thought of such a severe penalty. Seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then they can't lose either. Now just cut the deck and start dealing. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In this place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. Pretty thrilling game. Damn! Some high stakes, high intensity Old Bachelor gameplay. Yeah. Okay. I'll take out the card now! Reina took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Different, like panels of them staring at the card. Will be pretty obvious in the end game. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all the while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. It wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them! Bring it! I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game! That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. Kick. How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen! Warg! By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. Garg! I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I am out. Urgh! I thought I was prepared for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons! You're all demons! Reina isn't a demon, are you? Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the 3 of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out! Wah! Not even a hint of mercy. Reina, even Rika-chan! These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations if our entire class of self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island. These guys would probably take to it like fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. Okay, maybe... Alright, we'll relax now. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Keiichi-kun finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard. What was that? I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck. Huh. It's fine. Keiichi-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think? A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting, yeah. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I can muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maibara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. Just as Reina said, each card has its own distinct markings to make them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Whoa, great, Keiichi-kun, just like that. I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, and arranged them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5, and I'm out. I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon! Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There was a bit of dismay in her expression. It's like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one! Got it! 7 of spades! A cheer of ooh rang out. What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes to their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course, everyone else was too. Whoa, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No, Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So, I put a new one on it! Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit! Keiichi landed a clean hit. Clap, clap, clap. That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know. Having defeated the Forerunner Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. By total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm gonna end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Star! Bwahahaha! Music note. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who's at the top already and ensured victory. Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, we still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do! Let's have a duel. 1 chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it! A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. 1 chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card on my right or the card on my left? If Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins! When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. Alright! You've got it! Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no indistinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder? Keiichi-kun, be careful! Yeah, of course. This is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before. Ah, that card is... I didn't let that bait from Satoko slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I can already tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it was already appeared before, that meant it definitely wasn't the Joker. Ooh, Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah, I remember now! That mark, left card, no doubt about it, the 7 of clubs! It's the 7 of clubs, I see. I won! The card on the left was the 7 of clubs, so that meant the card on the right was the Joker! And just because my hand touched the right card, I froze. Ooh, I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers in my son halt right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker. Huh? What could Kei-chan possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh! Shut up! Ooh, what makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan? Beyond that loose and unexpected question, everyone else was baffled. I didn't know what the card on the right could be, but I knew that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't it leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah, one of those is the Joker, right? Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Stoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards and aligned it over the left card, and that means... I see, I get it. This left card is being disguised as a 7 of clubs, right? This is the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Rina and Satoko gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rina? It's not if I cheated or anything, right? This is fair and square! Rika only pets someone on the head to console them. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rina let out a small shriek. Hey, Keiichi-kun, this is how it was? You know, Kei-chan, I thought you read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had jumped up to the conclusions like a little brat, then he would have lost. What was the answer everyone was certain about? Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. It was a card under a 7 of clubs. Unbelievable! It was the 2 of diamonds! It was a setup behind the setup, if I had just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Miebara's membership into our club! Holy fuck! Damn! Alright. I need some water later. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Miebara. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. When Michan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking she's going to do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly. Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons! You monsters! Now then, Kate-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It'll be a problem if you refuse to come to school. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt-tip marker, and it's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! 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 I let out my death throes. Okay. As soon as the club activities were finished, Reina flew off. Probably so she can get that cute colonel. Jesus Christ. Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Reina would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure being that damn construction site from before. Alright, Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, at that damn construction site. Did something happen there long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There was sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have thought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. She promptly cut me off. The same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of the discussion. Tamataki-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you got home. Got it? I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion! You shall rue this day! If it rolls over reversed, I'm going to slop it on. What? All over your face so you won't be able to take it off even with a scouring pad. What does that mean? Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear, "Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? Can't come up with a new idea. Because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge, or he doesn't work as well." Dad's paintings feed our entire family. He runs out of ideas, and it's the end of the Maybaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif. It's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Oh, come on, please don't use my room as the motif. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner. Please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets ideas, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I'm gonna just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Satoko ever found out about that, I smiled wryly. Oh yeah, Reno's probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders is probably taking her a while. Wouldn't it be so bad to have her owe me one? She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tamitaki-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Reina and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. I spotted Reina struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. Looks like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. Didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tamitaki-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey, Reina. Looks like you're working up a sweat. Whoa, Keiichi-kun! What brings you to a place like this? A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where's the injured party? Huh? Accident? Huh? But there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile. Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. Eh? You came for me? How? Well, I failed my quota for today. No! Stop doing this! If I don't see Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding, you're embarrassing me now. So, huh? What part was the joke? What part was it? I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Sanders? Ah, sorry. Can't you see him in that gap? He's really buried in there. Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. Seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. Trying to move this pile all by herself? Those scrawny arms? There's no way she would be able to do that with her slender arms. But Colonel Sanders, so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home. How? If Reina gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way. I'll do it. Reina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days I wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done. Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help. You just get in the way, so stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Is the writing still on my face? Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right fucking there. After grandstanding like that in front of Reina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I needed an axe or saw or something. That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Reina. Don't worry about it. Reina began sputtering and turned beet red. Ah, whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Reina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. Felt pretty nice. Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief from my forehead, Reina took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Reina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I had discovered earlier. There was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. There was bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tomitaki-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. It had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Reina and Mion said they didn't know, but it had happened without a doubt. As long as Tomitaki-san wasn't lying. And if both Reina and Mion... yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Reina nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it if they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. It made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching. Murder by dismemberment. Here it is. That's kind of scary. The feature article was in the back, and it seemed like there was a photograph in the color pages at the front. Pages of the feature article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Reina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I can definitely make out the headlines. Tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was a site foreman. He had assaulted his assignments daily with explosive backlash from his daily actions. This is a horrible image to see a site foreman as it happened. It really did happen. These details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... Okay. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes and used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces. The head, arms, legs, and torso. Fucking hell, man. I can understand, just from the headline, that was just too terrible. An incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder done by a group of people with hatchets, with pickaxes, with an axe. Ah! Eek! Sorry. Did I startle you? We're gonna drop the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Reina, you might have something to say a little bit. Just, Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? I bought an axe, so then I bought an axe for you from the shed. Reina fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. Seemed I've been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry. I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? You're right. Ahaha. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon. We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Raina brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty with the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Okay, so it's taking a turn now. Oh boy. I received new tips. Incredible. Help Raina find her treasure. Thank you. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number XXX, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. Incredible. Flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa. 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Takatsudo, Kyotsuku, Matsumoto, and Yugochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses. Population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Incredible. 2. Forsaking the hundreds of years their ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations with the government and its puppet company, Blarg, openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onigafuchi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onigafuchi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman Kichiro Kimiyoshi. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that Hinamizawa is a lot bigger than it seems. It's just that a lot of it is just submerged under a bunch of water. That's what I'm getting from this, at least. Interesting if so. Still one more, though. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder / dismemberment. In 1 month of 1 day and 21 prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite at Shishibone City, a bone-chilling and gruesome murder / dismemberment. Even though this case had shocked the archipelago, the police would give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return and quickly escalated the homicide. So said the affirmation investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with the body which nobody thought was alive. Blah-san has tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, Blarg, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consciences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him in to the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. Blarg had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly evolved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. What does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. Someone had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. Perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but Blarg threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But Blarg's plan collapsed in the span of one night. Blarg, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader, Blarg's whereabouts, are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by Blarg is yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that Blarg had said he was going to throw the body right arm into the marsh. Blarg's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. Blarg then trusts his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one could expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. Within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Oniga Fuchi, the Ogre's Abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was Blarg. Could it be that he returned to hell through the marsh? The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune, prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business success, promotions, ambition, protection from harm, not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love, guaranteed or your money back. Zijin Dragon Bracelet DX, one piece, 27,800 yen. Well, that's that. Let's save. And chapter 3. Okay, I have a thing. I got a message. Oopsie. Okay, yeah, we'll keep going for a little bit. Not too much longer, though. The function of the school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. Teachers isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender. The only rule is that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. All the little kids are gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What should we do today for PE? Alright, we have all of our members gathered now. Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? Beyond harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust in is your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quoted without missing a beat. And so, I'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events, let's play tag. It's quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. Just what I was hoping for. That dunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first one to be it. I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me. Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. Then this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Sotoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Reina was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine. Tag, I'm in! My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. If we didn't switch, it was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. The number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The end game would become a hellish siege. They call the version we're playing here zombie tag, you see? You see, anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. How do you make it sound so scary, I wonder? As soon as I catch Reina, I'm going to tear out her entrails while she's still alive. Incredible. Gross, Keiichi-kun! That's gross! Rika-chan placed her hand on Reina's head as she panicked. Don't worry, before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently. Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So, the first it, how do you decide who's a zombie? With rock, paper, scissors? Oh, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. We'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it. So you need the answer. What's roku in English? It's 6. How about Kutsushita? Socks! What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does Seibetsu mean? Of course I know what that is. Say... The Toko cut herself off for finishing the answer. Oh. You're an adult, aren't you? No. Don't do that. I'm not bothering. I'm not bothering with this, bruh. Fuck off. Don't take her home. It's a crime. Ugh. I'm not bothering. That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event is previously indicated in context. Huh? Ah. Oh, so we're a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. Well, I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what would have done in Sotoko's position. I probably just get ticked off and just put it off, you know what, the top of the line lungs. I don't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole. Incredible. It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Satoko Hojo, must assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone! Seems like she's raring to go. All I must do is count to 100, correct? Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem. Oh, Koichi, can I give her a simple one, okay? 1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate. Oh no! There are no common denominators! Satoko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted. Ready, go! On Mion's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered. Hey, Keiichi-kun, there wasn't a problem at all, was it? Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spot. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. I'm getting a whole bunch of... At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realize that at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school grounds, I saw Satoko just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. Mwahaha! She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sight lines in two directions that would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Think calmly, Keiichi Maibara. If what was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory, and going after the weakest player first is the obvious main of attack, meaning me. Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape, but of course, what would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell, or maybe some type of trail. If I could craftily have my tracks, there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I be even able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? No. Stop it. Kamita Okamura, have you seen Keiichi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Kamita-kun and Nakamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious I was at a disadvantage for not being familiar with these surroundings. If that was how I was going to be, then to confront their intelligence-gathering zombie, I just counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satoko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please. Message, ah ha ha, okay. I stopped the girls as they tried to run off. Fuck! Wait, don't go yet. Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. And quite the schemer, if I do say so myself. Things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were but this was Mion we were talking about. She figured out a way to escape. That was just fine, as long as it brought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko, in the palm of my hand! Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I only bought myself a scant amount of time, and it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent, I started spreading false information to messengers. I ended up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. Now it'd mean there would be more zombies and participants in this game. The virus I was brought about by my mistress would cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. His tactic went backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. Found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I can jump off in 3 different directions to escape. I was getting rowdy down there. Lower grades were running around. Running around below the shed. My Bara-san isn't around. Is he over there? Nope. Where's Kichi-san, I wonder? At the front. His dad is at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. The word gate, same one I used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they had to search till the school bell. His mom suddenly got really sick. House caught fire. Jumbo jet fell on top of the Maybara residence. Police come to question him. Anything goes now. They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms. Ah! Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties? What are they talking about? I hear... What? I'm not reading this. I'm... Okay. Sees Michan as it as well. Mion? To become it because of my little strategy? Just confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good. I only got away from Michan, but Suzuka-chan, she's... When Rina was slumped on the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. Whoa! Rika-chan? What is it? What is it? Huh? Don't worry. Never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before. Why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no! Eek! No! Rina was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out just like a zombie. Rina quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It's quite a surreal scene of horror, like one of those zombie breakout videos you see. That moment, Rina's eyes met mine. Keiichi-kun, save me! Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees exorcist style and glared at me. Found him, I see Kei-chan. Mion popped out from behind the center block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where he was. His position was only advantage when there was one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good. You said you located Keiichi-san. I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. I seen that Rika-chan had let Rina escape and now she was burying her fangs in my direction. Come on down, Kei-chan. The 3 zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary. Too scary. I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san! Keiichi-san, I want you to become one of us. Someone please save me! Saw Rina apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Rina! Left the room. Oh, well. Okay, great. Incredible. I don't care. It isn't time for the bell. understood eventual ghosts of lingering regrets. Yeah, I mean, I would too. Sad, so sad, but Keiichi's one of us now. I feel like I've been bitten by a vampire, is now one of their thralls. There's a strange feeling being welcomed over to the side that have pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound. There's no time to postulate. You must capture Reina. Mitchell was walking down the hall. The bell will ring soon. To devour Reina, I would have been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary, except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night, a vampire. Okay. We found Reina's house. It was a space colony. Damn! A space colony? It's a really big disaster. Shop. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated, but that's only the prelude to his tragic tale. This is the beginning, the start of a war for independence by the propagandability of Zeon. What? Okay, will the Terran Federation lose? What the fuck does that mean? Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. Is that Evangelion? Okay, whatever. Seems I made them fully understand that the fight with Earth was lost without Reina. Now scatter, comrades. I must find Reina. My comrades in the lower grades out an enthusiastic cheer and dash off in various directions around the streams. I thought even the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffusal cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire. Close, that's the wide variety of those comets. The reason it didn't work was because it didn't know the weak point. Of course, Reina knows the weak point all too well. Okay, yeah, you're chilling. This old man knows him better now. Why do you keep calling him? Whatever. How exceptional, Keiichi-san. This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win. Thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie. Not even Reina would be able to escape the entire class. Is it gonna be one of those things where, like, at the last possible second, the bell will ring? Oh, it was scary seeing chased around by an entire student body. All the road gates closed in and ran a station because the only one who could save the world. I can't control a mech. God. I wonder. Yeah, I figured. Yay, yay! Gross if it broken. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever, man. What are you postulating about? This is nothing against Keiichi I'm dawdling about. Fuck you! Punishment is required. Sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Okay, bro. Dog. Okay. Only pretended to be one. Okay, dude. How does that even work? How does that work, Mion? Get it together, Mion. Hurry up and change. How? Okay? How do you pretend to be a zombie? Someone could have fucking ratted you out immediately because everyone could have like, well, I didn't tag me on. I didn't tag me on. I didn't tag me on. Like, how the hell? No. Okay. Mion, I swear to God. If one of the rules of the society is, you know, trying to win first place and, you know, taking it as seriously as possible, then I can take a loss as seriously as possible. That was bullshit, Mion. Fuck you. F tier, die. I mean, fair enough, right? Ding dong. I'm out of here. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Higurashi when they cry. Once, stream 2. I'll see you guys next time. Whenever that will be. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Until then, though. Yeah. I got nothing to say. I guess maybe you'll pick up super, super well next time. That's my prediction, but you never know. Okay, goodbye. Bye-bye!